sponsored by Helix Sleep. You spend a third of your life in bed, so why not make it the most comfortable place in your entire world? Helix can be an amazing upgrade to your everyday life. You just take their quick sleep quiz. It'll ask you things about how you usually sleep, if you wake up hot at night, how firm or soft you prefer your mattress. They matched me with the Midnight Lux, which is designed specifically for side sleepers like me. It has just the right balance of plush comfort and lumbar support. I no longer toss and turn trying to get comfortable. I just melt into the bed. And especially with these warm summer nights, the breathable materials in the Midnight Lux keep me cool and relaxed. No overheating, just deep sleep. Helix also sent over their premium memory foam mattress topper, which I added to the not so comfortable bed in my guest room. I wanted to make it more inviting for when friends or family visit. It adds this lovely layer of pressure relief at the hips and shoulders. It just makes the whole bed feel brand new. It's perfect for anyone looking to add comfort and support to their existing mattress without committing to a whole new bed. Right now, for the month of July, Helix is offering 27% off site-wide as part of their 4th of July exclusive partner offer. That includes mattresses and mattress toppers. So if you've been putting off upgrading your sleep, now is the perfect time. Just go to helixsleep.com/moon to get 27% off your Helix mattress and wake up every day feeling refreshed and relaxed. Hello, hello, hello. I hope that you are doing very, very, very well tonight. I have a few different art books here that I have recently added to my collection. Sorry if you can hear the neighbors taking out the trash. It's trash day. We have Gnomes by Brinkley Girls. The Brinkley Girls, edited by Trina Robbins, and Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, Watercolor Impressions by Hayao Miyazaki. This one's really funny because Hayao Miyazaki captions his artwork throughout the book, and almost every single caption is so begrudging and pessimistic and negative. And I just, I don't know. It's very relatable, I think, for anyone who has gone through any sort of creative process. The self-hatred can be the self-hatred and self-judgment can be a very intense but very funny part of the process. So let's start with Gnomes. This lovely big cursive script is so traceable. I want to do it again but without talking over it, just let you enjoy. So fun. Something I'm excited to share with you that I noticed about this cover is that if you take a close-up look at the hat, you can see where the top of the hat was originally painted to be. And then I'd love to know if the artist themselves thought, you know what, I want that to be a taller, pointier tip
from whoever commissioned the art. Like, yeah, I love it, it's perfect, but I always pictured gnomes with tall or pointier caps. Personally, I think I prefer it better with where that ended before. This looks just like so much like a dunce cap to me, whereas where it originally was is giving a little bit more like Snow White's dwarves wearing like more of a sock type of hat. I don't know. I love the work of this artist throughout this book. I feel like there is just so much personality oozing out of every choice they've made here with his expression. I like how he's kind of like squinting from the bright light and how he's holding his hands behind his back. He seems like shy, yet brave and polite, and a bit hesitant about, he's probably posing for a human right now. He seems a bit hesitant about it. Feet are slightly turned inward for fast running over grass, dry leaves, etc. And these are deer fur boots. This book is about the life and times of gnomes. How do gnomes live? How do they make a living? How is a gnome's house built? History, legends, house building, clothing, courtship and marriage, physiology, learn how gnomes tell time, gnomes and acupuncture, animal aid, and even where gnomes go on their honeymoon. Got little gnome babies down here. I was curious if their hats were revised too, but it doesn't look like it. I'm gonna have a hard time picking which pages of this book to go through sharing and tracing with you because it's all so good. I do definitely want to take the jacket off of it so you can see what it looks like without the jacket. Reminds me of Over the Garden Wall. This dark brown, reddish leather with the gold foil. Oh, got my nose a little there. The gold foil embossing. He's got a little lantern and a book under his arm. The light shining out from the lantern. On the inside cover, there's this warm golden glow of sunlight. And the gnome here is reaching into his pocket to see if he's got any more seeds or nuts to share with these eagerly feasting birds. So this book was a gift for Joe from Martha Scott for 1979 Christmas. I found this in an antique store. Where was I at? Oh, I went to the Sequoia National Park, and when I was driving back down to Southern California, driving through like some of the more rural areas in the middle of California, I was going crazy, going to all the antique stores. I have quite a haul of antiques. I showed a lot of it off in the Miss Magpie video. But this is one of the finds I was really excited about. There's a quote at the front that says, "To my amazement, I have heard that there are people who have never seen a gnome. I can't help pitying these people. I am certain there must be something wrong with their eyesight." Okay, here is actually one exception to my high praises of this artist. Still love them down, but this green splatter is not really doing it for me. I just feel like splatter art always gives me like 2012 melting crayon DIY art vibes, and I don't love it. And his pose here, holding his axe, giving a friendly wave. Historical background. Around AD 1200, the Swede Frederick Ogarf found a well-preserved wooden statue in a fisherman's house in Nidaros, now Trondheim in Norway. The statue was just under 6 inches high. Engraved on the pedestal were the words Nise Riktigstrålesi, which means gnome actual height. I want to try wood carving, and my first thing I would want to make would definitely be a gnome like this one. I should do that. I should use this as a reference and just try to carve exactly this and paint it. And here's the gnome on a swing set. This really goes to show just how light he is, because look at this tiny, thin little branch holding up his weight with no problems. The branch isn't even drooping. Flower, 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 flower. Gnome. The adult male gnome weighs 300 grams. He's got his arms folded up there on the fancy scale. The adult female gnome weighs 250 to 275 grams. She's looking down at this strange contraption, a bit perplexed by it, probably. Greetings, farewells, and good nights are expressed by rubbing noses. Cute, cute, cute. Look at his little clothes. Felt boots. Shoes of birch bark. Or wooden clogs, depending on the area in which he lives. Around his waist he wears a leather belt with toolkit attached, consisting of knife, hammer, drill, files, etc. He wears a blue smock with a collar. When forced to tread on bare ground, the gnome makes use of a bird's foot pattern printed in relief on the soles of his boots. So you can see he's pointing out to you how at the bottom of his shoes, he's got a clever trick. Wherever he walks, everyone will think that just a bird passed by and not a magical little man. 7 times as strong as a man. He's lifting up this log here. Maybe somehow to help out this bird. Or maybe this bird is just keeping him company. As well as this beetle. Is this a snail? No, I think that's just some forest trash. You are a keen observer if you can spot the doe in this landscape. Okay, let's see how long it takes you to find the deer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did you find it? Oh, there it is. Do you see it? It's right in the middle. It's right there. Chamomile or dill seed tea are used for curing insomnia. Fennel is used to prevent flatulence. A few pieces of dandelion leaf daily to help against constipation. A daily leaf of century plant helps against hardening of the arteries. gnome's lifespan is around 400 years. Here's an engaged couple at a party with a cup made from a stag's horn. And the pipe, when being smoked, rests on the ground. Here is the couple heading out for their honeymoon. The honeymoon trip was discussed long in advance with animals used for transportation and safety. Wild geese, swans, storks. So there's a wild geese with the happy couple. Oh my gosh, or here is a wolf. Or there's a wolf. There's a wolf. With a carefully carved bench branch. They look so cozied up in this blanket. I'm jealous. I want to go on a trip that way. Here's the hidden entrance to their house. It has a long passageway leading up to the house with a trapdoor here that gnomes are too light to activate the trapdoor, but anything heavier than a gnome, like a polecat trying to, I don't know if you would eat the gnome's food or eat the gnomes, maybe both, but he'll fall into this trap instead of being able to get all the way down the tunnel into their house. And you can see there's a hole dug down here for the well, and a hole dug down there from the toilet for the sewage. And here's what the inside of the house looks like. Here's the mud room, the well, the shoes, the front door. They have a family of mice sleeping inside. There's a trapdoor and the toilet. That's it for the gnome book. Now let me show you some of the Brinkley Girls. Isn't this a gorgeous cover? She puts so much drama in their facial expressions. Here's the back. In bright gold, the Brinkley Girls, the best of Nell Brinkley's cartoons from 1913 to 1940. She's got a teacup here, long earrings, a deep V-line, plunging V-line gown with lots of sparkles all around the waist. Her friend here with lots of bracelets and rings, and curly blonde hair, looking up to the skies in horror. This man back here looking quite serious. So here's the artist. 3 views of Nell Brinkley, circa 1910. She's got this big hat tied under her chin, a cape over her shoulders, dress and heels. Another beautiful dress here and here. Big smile on her face with a cute cat. In 1907, at the tender age of 21, Nell Brinkley came to New York to draw for the Hearst Syndicate. She became so popular that girls wanted their hair to look just like the women's hair in her illustrations, like this, or like this. So her name was put on these sets of hair wavers. Well, Brinkley hair wavers, 10 cents for a card of 4. Rounded edges cannot break the hair. Patented 1922. The now Brinkley bob curler curls the hair from tip to top. From tip to top, from tip to top. The bob, the American wave, water wave, Marcel wave, horseshoe wave. These all look exactly the same to me, but maybe in real life they have a different effect. Of the 5 modes of hair waving, which is most becoming to you? Horseshoe wave, water wave, Marcel wave, plain bob, or American wave. Don't these all look exactly the same? I don't know. What do you think? Which of the 5 modes is most becoming to you? She was so beloved, she even had young girls drawing fan art of her work. So here's Nell's work, and here's the fan art, and here's Nell's work, and here's the fan art. I really like this one. I love the way her face is angled downwards, and so the focus is just really on this mess of hair. And she's got her arms lovingly wrapped around her dog. And then the shading on this guy's face, the straight lines coming down his nose, down his cheekbones, under his eyes. And he's got the cigarette. It looks very fun to draw. Here she illustrated the cover of American Sunday Monthly Magazine, 1913. An all-year-round peach. Big, juicy peach. Lovely lashes and lips. And leaves. And all the boys want her. All the boys are reaching up eagerly for a piece of Miss Peach. Miss Peach, Miss Peach. Do you want a piece? Do you want a piece of Miss Peach? I bet you want a piece, just a little piece of Miss Peach. She had this comic called Golden Eyes and her hero, Bill. Eyes is this beautiful blonde young lady with golden eyes, and her hero, Bill, is a military man getting sent away. And here's Cupid, who's heartbroken that the lovers are being split in comic number 1. And this bright glowing light is surrounding this image of lovers from a time gone by. They're being separated by battle, just like this knight in shining armor was once separated from his lady love. And then after he leaves, he sends his beloved dog to keep her company and keep her safe. I love her head wrap here with her curls coming down, embracing this lovely dog. And here's Bill's letters, and this cushion, and there's Bill departing. I love how many fine lines are involved in her work. Like, look at all that. Lines everywhere. There's so much complexity, like so many places where she didn't need to add little like curls and swirls, but she does for the love of the game. here the dog is valiantly protecting her from the advances of this strange man. She's looking glamorous as always in this gorgeous golden gown with red ribbon, the parasol. The hair looks wild in this one. It's gorgeous. This one I love how much it's giving mermaid. I don't know if that was intentional. Probably. I feel like the way this dress is tightly wrapped around her legs with the bright white highlight. And she's got this, sheer sort of fabric coming down and then all the blue down here. I feel like that has to be intentionally, a mermaidy kind of effect. Okay, so there was a fun peek at Brinkley's work. I've been having a ball looking through this. It's so fun. Just super intricate, engaging illustrations from Mel. She's so talented. She's got a fluffy white shawl, fluffy white shawl. And she looks a bit horrified, I don't know. It looks like he's carrying her to the car, but she doesn't really want to be carried to the car. Who knows what's really going on there? These three seem amused though. And down here it looks like some people are judging their departure from the window. And then here they are getting it on Elm. And then we have Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Watercolor impressions. And then without the jacket, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 covers that he painted. I remember reading inside of this that he sometimes resented the poses that the higher-ups preferred him to draw Nausicaa in, because he said that knowing her, she would never pose like that. I don't know if he said that about this in particular or in general, but I'm sure this is probably one of the poses he felt that way about. Okay, about this first illustration, he says, "Every illustration that appeared on the magazine's cover still embarrasses me to death for all kinds of reasons. But the primary purpose of a cover illustration is to attract the reader's attention. I never once had any intention of earning a living doing that kind of work, but I found myself being forced to produce that kind of work regardless. Because of this, I feel a sort of submissive shame toward those pictures." I find that to be such an interesting perspective to hear. It never really would have occurred to me that an artist would feel a submissive sort of shame simply from creating work with the intention of as many people wanting to look at it as possible. But, I get it when I think about it, that he feels like it cheapens the work. or that he's beholden to what is just gonna like have the most shock value, or I don't know, like appeal in a lowest common denominator sort of way, rather than appealing to a niche subgroup of people for something actually being genuinely unique. I don't know, but it's crazy to think that he looks back at any of this work and feels shame. It's so cool. I love the super vibrant contrast between the aqua blue and the fiery orange. And the shell here. I feel like after watching The Boy and the Heron and hearing that story was based off of his own life, and you know, the scene where his father, like he owns the factory where they're manufacturing the fighter pilot little planes, and they're carrying all of the upper shells of the planes. It's like this white sort of upper metallic shell with a bulging clear window coming out of the top, you know, where the pilot sits in. I think he actually grew up seeing those sorts of things because his father was involved in those things being manufactured. And I feel like these insect shells have to have been inspired by that. All of these clear, like where the eyes used to be, has to be inspired by those planes. She's got her gloves on, her little pal with her weapons, her boots. Lots of spores floating down. When I first drew this picture, I called it a failure. There was no way anyone would be able to take off their mask in the sea of corruption, but you need to show the character's face on the cover. But later on in the story, Nausicaa actually did take off her mask in the sea of corruption. This is fascinating, I thought. Something I had accidentally drawn and believed to be a mistake turned out to actually be part of later events. Well, that's a good example of a reason why he would dislike, you know, being beholden to drawing things for covers that people would really want to look at and buy. He doesn't want to sacrifice realism. This is an exciting action shot where she's gripping her aircraft, soaring through the sky, being chased by these flying bug creatures with eyes on eyes on eyes on eyes on eyes, big wings, lots of legs, and her brave little critter hanging on. This helmet is cool. Looks almost medieval. Fundamentally, I don't enjoy drawing pictures. Fundamentally, I don't enjoy drawing pictures that scream, I am a cover, yes, or please buy this book. When I draw that kind of picture, I feel a certain sense of servile shame. I wish I could draw them better, but it's always difficult for me. My feelings on this still haven't changed at all. And I drew the manga without considering the colors at all, so when I have to draw cover illustrations in color, I don't know what to do. But I did like the way the low quality paper of the magazine cover made the coloring look sort of antique. Okay, I hope you enjoyed having a little peek at the Nausicaa art book, the Brinkley Girls art book, and the Gnome art book. Thank you so much for joining me